Hey everyone. So it is the day after launch for the RANE Performer, and I want to do a quick video just to talk about my top 10. There's a lot of content that's out as of yesterday, a lot of review content, a lot of in-depth content covering the Performer, and I wanted to give my kind of thoughts, my top 10 on it, because full disclosure, I work for RANE and in music, so I represent all the DJ brands. One of the cool things about that job is I get to, get a lot of gear to test out, and I was, blessed to be on the beta team for the Performer. So I've had the Performer for a long time. So it's June 26th today, day after launch. I've had the Performer since, I don't know, November of last year, because I went to NAMM, and we flew one out to NAMM in January for some media relations and get some artists, eyes on it. And then, obviously we did the Super Bowl thing too. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time with the Performer and various firmwares and betas and things like that. So I kind of, over that time, as I was working on content for RANE and just kind of like working on potential routine videos for retailers and things like that, I've kind of found like the things I really find myself using a lot and that I like. And some of them are obvious and some of them are maybe less obvious. They're kind of like in the minutia, if you will. But I thought, hey, why don't I make a top 10 list? And while I'm still set up for my streaming setup from yesterday, where we did some live stream interviews and things like that, I thought, hey, we'll just record a quick video. We'll go through the top 10. So I have a list here, and I did my top 10 things I really enjoy about the Performer. Some of these I really enjoyed on the 4 as well, but some of them are obviously different on the Performer because it's a different product. But so, number 10, coming in at number 10 on my top 10 things I like about the Performer, we have you can't see that in this view, but the crossfader assignment switches. So I really like these because when I'm doing a stem split, I like to scratch that acapella. And if I were to stem split, let's just do this guy here. So if I were to stem split this, and my crossfader was set up like with, the two stem split channels on the left, I can't really cut it because it cuts it both off. So in this case, I usually set the instrumental to through, then I can cut the vocal. And so that's why I really like that crossfader assignment switch. I think it's super handy, and then you can split things up and chop them up so you don't have just the instrumental and acapella being cut out by the crossfader. So it gives you some options. And it came up on the call yesterday, on the demo call, that people were asking, hey, what about hamster switches or crossfader reverse? Well, you have more options than ever to do that, because every single one of these channels has the option to reverse the crossfader or bypass it altogether. So it's left, right, or through for each channel. So that's number 10, crossfader assignment switches. All right, next on the J-Kill Performer top 10 list, we have number 9, saved loops. All right, I love saved loops. And I think what I love more than save loops is the ability to jump to those save loops with the holding shift and hitting the pad mode. So, save loops, it's right here. You double tap that. Oh, wrong one. It's right here. You double tap that one. And so here's your my loops. And so to engage a loop, you would just push the button. But in order for that to function, you have to be kind of in the loop. To exit it or enter it, but I love the shift function. You can just hold this and then tap that, and it just jumps to the beginning of the loop. It's the same as this button. If you hold shift and hit this one, whatever loop you're in, you can jump to the start. But I like the ability to save these loops and name them, and then you can just instantly jump to it at the first beat by hitting that, holding shift and hitting that button. So that's my number 9. Keeping it moving, we have number 8, hold echo. I think hold echo is really cool because I use it a lot for, like, say, live looping or opening up almost like a 5th deck, if you will, because you can hold echo something and it live loops it, and then you can drop the volume slider, take the track off, and it's still there, whatever you use for hold echo. So let's get into that. All right, so we're gonna do a hold echo. We'll put something on this side here. All right, same track. Okay, so let's change the effect. I actually have it on echo out already, but yeah, you would just push that button and turn this, find hold echo, and then you just set the beat length. So we can do 16 beats of hold echo, and we have a feedback knob here. I can take that to 100 by pushing this to go through the parameters, and then the cutoff's at 244. We'll leave it. I mean, to me, that's not much of a cutoff that affects the loop itself, so I'm good with that. And then what you would do is you would start whatever the track. Okay, now I'm gonna grab this hold echo. All right, 16 beats is up. And then you have that, and it'll keep going and going and going. And then what I think is cool too, you can add things to it. So really, it's like a live loop type thing, and to exit out, you just select a different effect. But as long as that's engaged, that toggle's engaged, that loop will just keep on rolling. When you disengage the toggle and add different things in, like I was doing when I was flipping it, then it'll eventually kind of, not feed back out, but it'll eventually trail off. But if you have that toggle flipped and you did hold echo, it's just going to keep going. So that's I found that to be like a really fun way if there's like a wordplay thing using multiple cue points, and you just like do it to the beat, and then you have that playing, then you can pull up 4 other tracks to mix into that. So hold echo coming in at number 9. I'm sorry, that was number 8. It's still early after the launch. So number 8, hold echo, love it. Number 7, we're sticking with the echo family. This one is duck echo. So I like duck echo because it's really handy, and I'm going to select it here. It's really handy because you can just engage that, and I find myself, what I'll do is keep it effects selected on 1 and 2 if I'm using duck echo, and then I will just engage it. And if I'm working between different acapellas, it's nice because as soon as you move something, let's stem split this. It's engaged by the up faders or the cross fader. I'm gonna explode, can you bring it back to me? So yeah, so if you're mixing between tracks and you're going in between like the vocals, like I did check out the DJ Plug, shout out to DJ Plug, their channel. I did a mix on the RANE 4 where I use this a lot. I was mixing between a Tribe Called Quest and Jurassic 5, and I was just like having the verses talk to each other, and I was like going back and forth, but I was using hold echo, so when I dropped out a verse, it would echo out. And then it's also great for scratching too, but we're on 3, so let me reassign that one. crossfader assignment switch. Gotta reassign that to that side. So that is coming in hot at number 7, Duck Echo. Now, on to number 6. It's the library view. I think this is super handy. You just turn this knob here. If you can navigate in and out of your Serato crates on the screen by just going back with the back button. And then you can just scroll through your library and load tracks, which I think is one of the handiest things, honestly, about the displays. So yeah, it is it's awesome. So that library view, and it follows whatever's in your Serato. So let's see, I think I have a view of that. So when I'm scrolling with my library knob, if my crates are organized by key, then so is my list inside Serato. So very cool. Get back to the view. All right. That is number 6, library view. Super handy. I'll use that all the time. Number 5, not the sexiest thing in the world to a lot of DJs, but I really like it. It's the pitch bend buttons. Now, this is my number 5 feature because it's really handy because, like, if you're mixing by ear, which I hope you are, you can just nudge things quickly, and you can have multiple, 2 decks that you're nudging at the same time if you're playing that over something else. If you have a trained ear, you can pick up on pitch drifting and shifting. And so, yeah, I love these things. They take me back a little bit to when I had my first American DJ single drive CD decks. I had one good one that was expensive, and that started right on the 1. But then I also had one that was cheaper, and that didn't start on the 1. So I always had to had a little bit of delay when you push start. So I always had to ride the pitch bend buttons. And it kind of takes me back to that, but really it comes in really handy when you're mixing. And you can still do the nudge thing or drag, just like I used to do on turntables. And that works, or you can ride the pitch. I think that's kind of even a more classic, accurate way, then you're not getting any weird artifacts. But the pitch bend, it's just too handy to not use. I love it. Okay, let's move on to... All right, that was pitch bend coming in at number 5. Now we're hitting our top 4. Number 4, stem split. I love stem split. I think it's a great feature. And I showed you how it works, but yeah, hit stem split. Then you're across 2 channels. Just make sure your gains are set to the same. And then you can, add effects. I think it's such a cool way to DJ with treating a 4-channel controller like it's almost like it's 2-channel recorder or controller. I think because then you're just like, you can split every single track and then just go in and out of acapellas and instrumentals, and an acapella out is as simple as dropping the instrumental fader when you're stem split, and vice versa. If you want to do a DJ friendly intro, you can just put down your acapella at the beginning and play the beats, and then jump to a chorus with a pad. I think it's just a brilliant feature and implemented really well on the Performer, and I really liked it on the 4 as well. So that is number 4. Top 3 time. Number 3, the OLED screens. I love these things too, and you might not be able to see them too well, but especially if I'm trying to come up with a routine or something, or for a demo video, and I need to identify different vocal phrases or something like that, I just name them whatever they are. Like this one is "Can You Bring It Back?" and then "Who's in Control?" So yeah, that's really handy. And then you can also name your loops. And man, I don't know how you would do some things with that. Like you'd have to really memorize all your pads if you're doing like a tone play, because I have some things where I'll do a tone play, and as I'm trying to figure out how to do a tone play, I'll have the notes labeled, and I'm not a, super musical as far as like keys and things like that, but I can see what the notes are, and then I just usually jot out, and then I can kind of play through them like a piano and figure out different patterns. And sometimes if I'm like, I know I can do something with this, like I have that one, it's a Garth Brooks, The Dance, or the piano intro, and then I do it to into Notorious Thugs. I have the notes labeled, and then I will be like, I know I could do something with this, and then I'm like, I always wanted to play, the piano intro to Notorious Thugs. And so then once I figured out the notes for the Garth Brooks part, I would look up like YouTube lessons on this is how you play this on the piano, and I'd be like, oh, I think I have all those notes, and then I reference my OLED screens. You'd be like, yep, I have those notes, and here's how I need to play them. So that is why those OLED screens are my number 3 feature on the RANE Performer. And coming in on the top 2, this is for me almost tied with number 1, but not quite, because number 1 is like the pinnacle. But I like the faders, precision field faders. Now, what these are and why they're cool is that they have a really smart design. Big shout out to the designers at RANE, industrial designers who came up with this, and I want to give a big shout out to the product team over there at RANE too. Worked closely with Chris, Jason, and Kyle, and yeah. But they're like on the same design and the same rail as the crossfader, like the 2 polished rails that the carrier slides on, and the carrier is the same material, which I used to break my, let's see, I got it back here. This guy, this RANE 61, I used to break faders on that thing all the time. And it was because of I'm pretty sure it was because the plastic on the fader carrier was like a harder, brittle plastic and not a flexible plastic. And I think that the plastic or the material, I don't know what the technical term is for it, on the carrier of like the Mag 4 is really rugged and doesn't break and snap because I think it's got some flexibility to it. And so that same material is in the precision field faders, and it rides on the same rails. So that part's identical to the Mag 4. So they're really smooth. I like them. And they also have the tension adjustment magnet. Actually, hang on one second. You can see them right here. I have one with the faceplate off, and I'm gonna hold it here just for a little bit because it's 28 pounds and it's early, and yeah, I haven't stretched. But you can see the kind of the design in the rails, and then you see the tension adjustment magnets. And it's easy. You take out those 5 screws on the faceplate, take out the fader caps, and you can. Let me put this down. You can adjust those and dial them in. And then in the menu too, you can also adjust the curves on those if you wanted to have some fun with them, or almost treat them like a crossfader. So you got my channel faders, I got contour, and if I go to 100, let's dial that in. We'll take that down, and I can reverse them. So I'm gonna stop this one. I'll do it on this side to show you just the cut in on these things. So I'm reversed. So up top over here, we're on 3. So that cut in is pretty tight on that. So yeah, you can cut with those things, and for me that's pretty great because they're almost like crossfader grade on the up faders, and I just think they're great, and they feel amazing. And it feels like to me, when you get like a battle mixer, because that's what am accustomed to, you want them to be smooth and light. You don't want them to be like have resistance, like a broadcast mixer. And I think that's where the Performer nailed it, because they feel great. They have that level of adjustment, and they can also utilize the fader effects in, the menu. You can go through your effects menu, and so we have fader effects at the end, and you can do, different things with the tone. So, yeah, that is number 2 for me. The precision fill faders, they feel great. I really enjoy them. Okay. Number 1, man, I'm still a lot of breath from holding up that 28-pound demo unit I have. Number 1, I was going to not make this number 1 because it's obvious, but it's that good. That is the platters. Those are the platters, I should say. Number 1, with a bullet, the motorized platters. They the minute I got them out of the box back in November, whenever I got my first unit, I was really kind of okay, I really like the RANE 1 platters, and I liked how they felt. I like the 12s too a lot. And so I liked how the RANE 1 felt like the 12s to me, just, 7-inch. And so when we were we're going to put displays in the middle, I was hopefully feels the same. But man, as soon as I got my hands on it out of the box, that demo unit, I loved them. They were right on, and I love the display. I prefer the physical marker over the needle. You can disable the needle in the menu, but they're just awesome. And this is all aluminum. This is the interior kind of mechanism that it snaps to with magnets. I love the covers because they don't clip in. I don't have to worry about anything breaking. And I love the slip rings that come with it. To me, I like just the one white slip ring, and it's easy to switch out. And I just love how this is just really easy to snap in. And so, to be honest, I think I switched him to low torque mode one time just to see why I would want to ever do that. And I'm well, I don't know why I'd ever want to do that. So I just kept him as high torque. And I just think that they're great. And they're great to juggle on. I just love them. And being able to see that, that waveform. Is awesome to me. So that is, let me put some dramatic music as I wrap up. That is my top 10 features I use and enjoy the most on the RANE Performer. If you agree with me, or if you have another feature that is your go-to, put it in the comments. Let's have some discussion there. But yeah, thank you if you're part of the RANE Performer launch and watching our content we did. This is my 2 cents on it. Hope you found it useful. Enjoy your day. Peace.